Welcome, gentlemen. GuardiaN and fl0m, thank you very much for joining us. GuardiaN, you have just been playing these last two maps. You've been playing really well, man. We've been very impressed with some of the shots you've been landing. And how have you felt personally, having played so much Counter-Strike over the years, like in different iterations of the game? How do you find CS2, and how are you adapting to this game right now? Are you enjoying playing it?
I mean, it's fun to play, but it's still in the state of a dog poop, at least the moment. But I mean, it's going to be fun in the future when the game is ready. So I'm excited.
Yeah, speaking of someone who's been impressive in GuardiaN, the direct opposite guy sitting next to him in fl0m. I've watched you stream fl0m a couple of times. How
Okay.
do you find Counter-Strike 2?
I'm enjoying it. All right, all right. Is that famous liquid player pimp giving me shit right now? Okay. Yeah, no, I've been enjoying just streaming it. I had like a issue recently with it, like just like stutter wise, but besides that, I mean, it's been fun to see them kind of like progress the game over time, especially since I got to see it in Seattle. So getting to see it, progress how it has been pretty fun. Yeah.
And do you feel like the general pace of the game, fl0m, is faster or slower than CSGO? Because we were talking about this in the game, that we feel like it might be a little bit slower and heavier, but what's your take on it?
No, I think that is a perfect way to the movement. You feel heavier with the movement. I mean, even my mouse input feels a little bit like slower. It doesn't feel like I'm like lagging or anything, but it just feels like my sensitivity is 0.1 or 0.2 slower, and it's really odd to kind of get adjusted to. I don't know if that makes the whole game feel slower. I feel on the other side of it though, with like the nade interaction with the smoke, you can really pick up the pace inside of a round out of nowhere. But like the overall feel of the game, yeah, it does feel a bit heavier. It feels like me IRL. You know what I mean? Like pimp is CS:GO, and then like you become CS2, and then you look like me, and that's how you feel. And that's how I would describe the difference.
That's a great analogy right there. I fully agree with it. It does feel like you're slightly heavier in Counter-Strike 2. I guess the million-dollar question in regards to you, GuardiaN, is, and I guess that's something I'm wondering, and a lot of the people in the chat are wondering, would you be willing to give Counter-Strike 2 a real go in terms of continuing your pro career, or are you done with that side of your job?
I would do that. I would be up to grind 15 hours a day. I mean, I still love the game, and finally I got to the state that I'm ready in life to play again. So yeah, I would go for it, of course.
I'm so happy to hear you say that, man. I'm sure there's many fans out there that are so happy to hear that as well. You are a huge part of Counter-Strike history, so I really hope that you do come back and you get picked up by a team. Also, with the slow question that we were just talking about before, GuardiaN, do you think that's going to make it maybe easier for an AWPer's job now? If players are feeling like they're a little bit slower across the battlefield and being stalled by these nades a little bit more, do you think that may help you as an AWPer?
I don't know. For me, it felt the same, judging by these two maps. But in general, the gameplay, I think it will be more aggressive because of the smokes, where you can like nade the smoke and the smoke disappears for some seconds. I think that will be like some aggressive players. I can see Simple and other players using that in some way. So I think it will be exciting to see how they use the new feature with the smoke. But in general, for me, it didn't feel that way. I think for me, it felt almost the same. I mean, the movement is still awful, but in terms of the question, I didn't see difference.
As for you, fl0m, being the community guy of the game, being a guy who streams a lot, is there anything in particular you'd like to see integrated in Counter-Strike 2 as we move closer to the release date?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys ever messed around with Dota 2 at all, but they kind of have like an in-game tournament system that they run for Dota 2 cups. I would love to see something like that. Some way to like activate for casual players that maybe don't want to like have to participate on Face It, to have something where they could play together with other people over, like they do like little weekend cups, that kind of stuff. Something like that being introduced in the CS would be incredible. I would love to see them keep working on the audio, because I feel like I have a fishbowl in my head. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like features, like the first thing that I would love to see is just, yeah, that tournament system. I think it'd be really cool. Obviously, everybody will say, I want a revamped matchmaking system, but I also feel like every single person has a different idea of what that even means. So going down that rabbit hole is pretty tough. But yeah, I would like a more modernized matchmaking system, as vague as that is. And I would love to see a tournament system directly implemented into the client where people could play together.
So we asked GuardiaN if he would be wanting to kind of grind and get into teams and play, in the future, fl0m. Is Is that maybe an avenue for you too, if the right opportunity arises, or are you happy to just stay in the current position you're in?
God, no. Please say no.
Dude, come on, man. At this point, I'm all that's left. Fam. Like, give it another year. It's just gonna be me just showing up at the major. No, no, absolutely not, Vince. Is the very short answer.
Well, fair enough, though, man. I respect it. All right, guys. I thank you very much for your time. I think we're ready to throw back again to Yumi, who's going to rejoin us. So thank you very much, GuardiaN. Best of luck with the next maps as well, man. And
Thank you.
hopefully you continue to crack those heads out. Thank you very much for joining us as well, fl0m.